But slowly and gradually, I came to know that these were the things which I and everybody else required, not only to become a good speaker of English, but also to become a good human being and a useful part of our society. And every newcomer to this institute has to face the wrath of Imran sir, but very soon they realized that it is just what they really needed. Now I know that just being good at English is meaningless without any discipline and without any rules and etiquettes. Well, I would like to say one more thing to you, that Helpline is the only institute which is run by one person single-handedly. Our sir is the director, he is the receptionist, he is the counselor, he is the cashier, he is the accountant, and he is the organizer of all the events. And more than everything else, he is the best friend of all the students. And still there are so many critics of our sir, and for those I have another couplet, that अपनी तस्वीर बनाओगे तो होगा एहसास, अपनी तस्वीर बनाओगे तो होगा एहसास, कितना दुश्वार है खुद को कोई चेहरा देना. Well, friends, I would like to say that this is all from my side, and I don't consider it is a speech or a presentation. This is what I feel like saying on this occasion. So thank you very much.
This was Mudassir Khan speaking his heart out, how he felt, what he felt, and the message for others. And now, Rahila Abbas, it's your turn to come and tell us how you feel and what you feel. Rahila Abbas.
Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Shankarlal Pandey, who is the DM of Rampur, guests of honor, Dr. Siddiqui sir, Dr. N.K. Biri, all my friends, batchmates, and everybody who is present here, a very, very good evening, and also a very, very happy new year to all of you. As all of you know that today we are here in this historical place, Rang Mahal, to celebrate the annual function of our institute and to express our views on the importance of English. I think a lot has already been said by my friends, and a lot still remains to be said that I am going to tell you. English, as you know, is a common language that is spoken everywhere. I am not talking about abroad only. In India also, there are so many states like Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, and so on. There, people are not familiar with our national language, Hindi. They speak Tamil, Gujarati, and other languages. So, if we go anywhere in India and we want to communicate with them, then we have to rely on English. Of course, everybody knows that today we can't do without English, and it is the need of the hour. And I think it has become the first requirement to get a good job. And I think it would be wrong to say that we need English just to get a job. Today, we can't English with any one purpose. Today, we can't link English with any one purpose. It's a multi-purpose language. And I think for an educated person, the knowledge of English is a must. And here, I would like to draw your attention to a news which was in the Times of India, I think 23rd of February 2008. And I would like to apologize in advance just in case my words offend somebody. This news is a glaring example of what I said just now. And I have got the proof of it. Here it is. Have a look. Second one. Can I start now?
Yeah, please.
In this news, 2 postgraduate IAS aspirants who took to stealing because they couldn't get jobs and were caught red-handed by police, who pointed out to some grammatical and spelling mistakes made by the DCP during a press conference in front of the entire media. And I think it's not just one incident of its kind, there are so many. And now you can imagine how the Deputy Commissioner of Police must have felt when 2 small-time thieves pointed out to his mistake. Although it's not easy to learn any language that is not our mother tongue. But it's not impossible. Everything is possible provided we have a strong will and firm determination to do something. We can't learn any language in a short period of time. Of course, it takes time to learn it, to understand it, and to get thorough knowledge of it. I have been learning English for over a year, but I can't say I am perfect. There is still a room for improvement in me. And there are a lot of things that still I don't know. In the end, I would like to tell you this thing that Sir keeps telling us in the class, and that is English should be used as a weapon in this situation where only English, nothing else works. Not to impress others or to show off. We should try to feel the pulse of audience and mold ourselves according to the atmosphere. So I think we should always try to speak simple language as simple as it's possible. With that, I wind up here. That's all I have to say. Thank you. Thank you very much for listening to me.
The next name is that of Vinity Chaudhary. Vinity, it's your turn now. And let me tell you about this Vinity. She is doing a job. She is married, have a family to look after, a kid to be taken care of, and many other responsibilities. And along with those responsibilities, she squeezes out time every day to come to the class regularly. And she does not live very close to the institute. She comes from a long distance away, but she has made it a point to be there in the class punctually and regularly. It was her determination. And one more thing that I would like to tell all of you here, that all the speakers who have been coming here one by one and telling you things about English and how to do this and how to do that, does not necessarily mean that they are experts. This is just a beginning, not the end. They have not reached their destination. So ladies and gentlemen, please don't be under any wrong impression that they have become very good speakers or experts in English. They have a long way to go. It was just that when I asked Vinity if she would come and speak, at first she was a bit reluctant, but when I encouraged her that this would do her a lot of good, and she's not going to lose anything. On the contrary, she was definitely going to gain confidence. She will be able to remove her hesitation, stage fright, or whatever you might like to call it, or whatever name you might like to give it. And she did just that. She rolled up her sleeves, got into action gear, and got ready and said that yes, I would face the public and I would stand there and speak and say what I want to say. So here she is. And of course, they will be making mistakes, stupid mistakes sometimes very careless, sometimes an oversight of a preposition or an article or a verb form or whatever. So please give them allowance, keeping in mind what kind of raw material they were when they came to me and how long has it been since they started. So keep in mind that even those students who spend 5 hours a day in an English medium school for 14 long years, right from KG class, and then after doing their 12th, they come out into the world without being able to speak English. And she has been coming to me only for 3 or 4 months. So this allowance should be given to her. Right, Vinity, go ahead.
Honorable Chief Guest,
Mr. Shankarlal Pandey, the District Magistrate of Rampur, Dr. N.K. Berry, the Principal of Government Raza Degree College, and a Master of Languages. And I must say that he is a living and breathing example of simplicity. Dr. Siddiqui, the OSD of Raza Library, our respected sir, all the invited people, and my dear friends. First of all, I would like to wish good evening and a very happy new year to all of you. As all of us know that today we are gathered here to celebrate the annual function of our institute Helpline, and it is the most eagerly awaited program. And I have got an opportunity to stand here and speak publicly. Although I was quite reluctant when sir asked me to speak, but when I gave it a second thought, I realized the fact that it would do me no harm. It would only do me good. So I am here in front of all of you. In the beginning, I would like to tell that what a language actually is. Actually, language is a means of social control, or it is the expression of thoughts by means of speech sounds. And in the modern world, English is an international language. It has become the language of science, technology, engineering, and international diplomacy. For the development of science and technology and for expanding business affairs, where people need to communicate, English is primarily throughout the world. And in most of the countries, it is one of the official and administrative languages. And not even today, but in the ancient time also, Raja Ram Mohan Roy was a great supporter of English. He has said, knowledge of scientific adventures is coming from Western countries, and India can't progress with the world without English. We would also agree that there are a lot of English terms which we come across while reading books, magazines, newspapers, and novels. And if we have a good knowledge of English, we can say that it is relatively an easy, dynamic, progressive, and most spoken language in the world. We know that in this world of globalization, people want to gain name and fame. For that, they used to go abroad or attach with MNCs, and their spoken English comes in handy. No doubt, if they have good command over English, they would be able to stay one step ahead of others. Otherwise, they feel embarrassed some or the other time. I still remember when I first wanted to teach, and I expressed my desire in front of my friend. She advised me to give my resume in some reputed school, but I always put it off because I was afraid about my poor knowledge of spoken English and practical English. And I couldn't even utter those words that I could speak just because of hesitation. Then I started looking for a good institute. Certainly institutes are so many, or rather say, in every nook and corner, there is an institute. But I was looking for a good guidance. Because not only good guidance is work, but not only dedication, devotion, and determination is necessary, but a good guidance played an important role in learning English. And luckily, I landed at Helpline. And after going through this course, it proved to be a turning point to my life. Although I never thought that I would ever be able to speak publicly, but the credit of it all goes to us, sir. And I feel honored being judged by the people who are the master of their fields and very fond of English as well. To be honest, I am not here to get any prize. I have just done my bit. And I am merely interested in expressing my views. And how far I have been successful is for the judges to decide. And before winding up my speech, I must say that I have learned thousands of words since the day I joined here. But even today, I am falling short of appropriate words to tell how I am feeling. In fact, the time that I have spent here and the kind of things that I have learned in this institute will always as in my memory. And I think it is always going to be my most prized position. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening to me.